What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Night YouTube channel. In today's video, guys, we're doing a playthrough of Caldwell Manor by Upsize Fun. This is an expansion for Lost Rubies of the Amazon and the Crumbling Pyramid. You're going to need both of those games if you want to play this expansion. So we got Lost Rubies of the Amazon here, the VHS version, and we've got the Crumbling Pyramid VHS version. Of course, both by Upsize Fun. Again, you need either one or both of these games in order to play with this expansion. There is a crowd sale going on right now for the expansion. Be sure to head to the description down below the video, and there will be a link that'll take you straight to the crowd sale page. Super simple. Click that link. It'll bring you to the crowd sale page. You can hop on the crowd sale. Guys, the more copies of the game that are sold, the more money you will save. You could also get your hands on this beautiful playmat that you can see right here that we're going to be using in the video today. So if you want to scoop that up as well, be sure to do so. Makes organizing everything a breeze. Everything is nice and neat. And it's got this beautiful thematic artwork on it that's very stylized and very fitting with the rest of the art in the game. Ben does really, really good art from Upsize Fun. So we're going to go ahead and set the boxes off to the side. And if you caught the last playthrough, you will have seen the first leg of our adventure where we took the game night along with our red shirt buddy here and a couple of other pals that unfortunately did not make it. They got lost in the Amazon jungle, so they're not going to be joining us ever again, unfortunately. We won't talk about that, though. We got orange shirt guy and yellow shirt guy joining us now, guys. We got a bunch of warm colors. We got red, orange, and yellow over here joining the old game night. So we're going to head out, and this time, instead of going to the Amazon, into Lost Rubies of the Amazon, we're going to play a game of the Crumbling Pyramid in Egypt. So normally you can roll to choose one of those at random. A 1, 2, or a 3 will send you to the Amazon, or a 4, 5, or 6 will have you go into Egypt and playing the Crumbling Pyramid. But I'm going to play it as though we traveled through the jungle and we have found the pyramid. So now we're going to head inside the pyramid, and of course our goal is to try to find artifacts by rolling 6s on these orange dice, in which case when we do that, we'll have to roll them again to get a value for the artifact, and we can collect up to 4 of these that will get stored up here in our extra inventory and artifact slot up this way. And our goal again is to collect those and then make it out alive and bring those back to our Caldwell Manor clubhouse, where we can display all of our artifacts that we get, and then we add the point values from those artifacts to these little bubbles down here. So in our first playthrough last time, we went ahead and started on medium difficulty, which means that we get to start with 3 letters from home. And when we're playing the Crumbling Pyramid, you also start with 3 torches. You always start with 4 supplies, no matter what difficulty you play on. And then I chose the medium yellow difficulty down here for the amount of artifact points that we need. So I chose 20. We found 1 artifact in the last run at the very, very end, and we rolled and it was worth 6 points. So I filled in 6 of these little star bubbles down here. So we're about a third of the way to our goal. We're trying to reach this star over here. There's 10 bubbles here and then 10 here. So we're trying to reach that one. So we've got 12 to go. I think we might be able to get it, guys, because we only lost 2 team members, and we've got 14 team members left that we could potentially go through here. So we're on track to get a win. But you never know. You never know what could happen. These games can be exceptionally brutal. There's a lot of luck involved with the dice rolling, but we have a lot of cool ways to mitigate that. And a new cool way we have to mitigate it is by spending funding from perished team members on these new funding items. So since we lost 2 team members last time, we get $2 each for each of those people. So we've got a total of $4 to spend on these items. So let's go ahead and see what we have available to us. I'm very excited to get to do this, by the way. I think this is such a cool addition to the game. So we've got some supplies here, extra supplies. We got first aid kits. We've got pistols. We've got charms. These will remove curses from you. We've got some amulets here. Is it the amulet that removes the curse? Oh, the amulet removes the curse. What does the charm do? Does it find a lost team member? Yeah, discard to find a lost team member. We've also got survival guides here that you can use to re-roll all of your member dice. We've got an Archaeology 102 book. This basically acts as a ruby from Lost Rubies of the Amazon, or as an Egyptology note from the Crumbling Pyramid. It lets you re-roll one of your member dice once per card resolution, so it's very, very powerful. It is worth $6, though. We don't have enough money for that. And then there's the flare gun that's worth $8. It says, if used, you don't get any funding for the next expedition, but the way this works is you roll all of your member dice. You lose a team member for each one rolled, so there is a risk to it, but then your team escapes back to the manor. So this is really useful if you've collected several artifacts already and it's looking like you might not make it out alive. You could just shoot off the flare gun, roll all of your team member dice, hope that you don't roll any ones. In this case, we did roll one, so we would hope that we had more than one team member left, and the rest of the team members would get to escape back to the manor, and then you get to collect the points from your artifacts that you find. So this is a really, really powerful one. We'll probably save this till the end if we end up needing it. We're going to put this over here on our Horus Guide token. So we've got $4 to spend, guys. So I'm kind of thinking that we should just be a little modest with our spending and not buy anything too expensive. Maybe we'll get a couple supplies. So that's $2 right there because they each cost $1. And then maybe we'll grab a first aid kit since it costs $2. And this allows you to discard to heal one team member. And the supplies work just the way that you think they would. This acts as a supply token. So it acts just as a normal supply token where you could discard it to either mitigate a die number up or down by one number. So we're going to go ahead and grab these. And we'll set the rest of the stuff over to the side. Again, dude, this is such a cool little mechanic right here. I love this. I absolutely love this. It gives you more decisions to make. And it adds to the game so much. Okay, so let's go ahead and give our characters each of these items. Your characters can hold up to 2 items each. So we're going to give myself, we're going to give the old game night here. Dude, it's so cool, by the way. Dude, shout out to Ben for literally putting me in the game. How cool is that, guys? That is so cool, man. I'm so humbled by that. So we're going to give myself, we're going to give the game night a supply, and we're going to give him a little med kit right here, a little first aid kit. And then with this other supply, I guess we're going to give that to Red Shirt Guy since he made it all the way through the last adventure with us through the jungle. They'll get a supply token like so. There we go. Very nice. And these other guys are just tagging along. They're good. They're chilling. They're holding the rest of the supplies. They each have their own supply. Okay, I think we're pretty much good to go there. So we're ready to head out. Now, here's one thing that I'm not sure of. Let me double check Discord behind me real quick. Ooh, okay, he did reply. He did reply. So give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I just had to turn and check my Discord real quick because I had asked Ben about a question that I wasn't sure of, and I'm glad that he answered me before I started the game. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to start playing anyway and wing it, but I'm glad that he actually answered me. So this is literally perfect timing. This is happening in real time. Essentially, I asked him, are you supposed to roll for an expedition size for the Crumbling Pyramid? Because the way that these starting layout cards are made for where the mummy starts, they're laid out to where if you were playing on the full, 6x3 grid, and he essentially said you can kind of just put them wherever you want. He said, obviously if they start on one side, you would just put them on one side, but if they start more toward the center, you can kind of gauge, about where they would go. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to gauge to our best ability about where they should go. So let's go ahead and shuffle these up. And first, let's actually get our expedition size here. So we're going to go ahead and roll. And we rolled a 6. And when you look at that, we don't even have to worry about it, guys. It turns out we're playing the full 6x3 grid with the extra 17 expedition cards, including an 18th card for the escape card. So we don't even have to wing it. We can just play it normally how it usually is because we're using the entire grid. So there we go. But now we know. Now I know. I'm glad I was able to clarify. So let's flip this. Okay, and wow, we're playing like the classic mode like I usually would always play. So the mummy is going to start down here in the bottom left-hand corner. So we're going to take these cards. I'm going to set these off to the side. There we go. So he's going to start down here in the bottom left. So we'll place the mummy in his tomb, in his coffin. And then we're going to get the other cards set up. So we're going on a big adventure this time, guys. We've got 5 escape cards to choose from now with the new ones from the Caldwell Manor expansion. There's 2 new ones here. So let's go ahead and roll. We're going to go from 1 through 5. And if we roll a 6, we'll just go ahead and re-roll. We rolled a 6. We're going to re-roll. We rolled a 3. So we're going to pick this one here in the 3rd slot. The others will go off to the side. We're going to place this card here. And then I'm going to shuffle up the remaining expedition cards. And we're going to get 17 extra cards. And I really love how there's different expedition sizes because it makes it to where if you go on the smaller expeditions, there's not quite as much danger. So you've got more of a chance of surviving. But then you have less chances to find artifacts. Whereas if you go on the more traditional, 18 card adventure where you're using the entire grid, you're going to have more opportunity to run into dangerous things, but then you're also going to have much more opportunity to run into artifacts. You'll have, more chances to find artifacts. So it's a give and take. It's a high risk, high reward thing, but I think it's cool that he added that to the game, the different size expeditions. So we'll get these nice and mixed up here, and then we're going to get 17 of these. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, and we should have 7 left over, and we do. Perfect. We'll set those off to the side like so. And with the extra expedition cards, you get different experiences every time, which is really, really cool. There's more variability to it, which is really nice. Okay, I got my little Egypt turn sequence card down here to reference if I need to. We got our 3 letters from home. We got our 3 torches. I got all my tokens, I believe, set up over this way. We're playing with the Lost module that comes with the Caldwell Manor expansion. So in between every resolution of a card, if we roll a 1 on this black die, we lose a team member. And if we roll a 6, we'll find any team members that happen to be lost. Okay, and other than that, I think we're good to go, guys. We got our new Scarab tokens in case we run into that, which I kind of hope we do because I want to see how that plays out. But I think we're ready to go, dudes. Yeah, I think we are ready to go, guys. So let's go ahead and flip the first card. And are you kidding me? What is this? Is this a Scarab card? Before resolving, if you are cursed, lose a team member. Okay, no, it's not. Before resolving, move Mummy to this card. Okay, so since this is the very first card, I don't know if we actually have to move the Mummy there. I guess you do. Normally you don't move the Mummy on the first card, but this one says that you move him there. So before resolving, if you are cursed, lose a team member. Well, we're not cursed, so that's good. And then before resolving, move the Mummy to this card. So, wow, that kind of sucks. And we can either go up or we can go this way and you connect the doors up. I'm going to go up, I think. I want to go this way. So, dang, we're going to have to actually move the Mummy to us immediately, guys. That sucks. That is a crappy card to start with. Okay, so we've got our 4 team member dice. We've got the 1 die for the Mummy, and then we've got an Explore 4, so we need to roll 4 of these green Expedition dice. And let's see what happens. Of course, we don't want a 6 on the black die. If you ever roll a 6 on the black die for the Mummy die, he will inflict 1 damage to you. And if you have any injured team members when he inflicts damage to you, you can't inflict it to an undamaged team member. You have to inflict that damage to one of your already damaged team members, and then they perish. He also gives you this curse token whenever he rolls a 6. And bad things can happen like this card, but I'm glad that we drew this one first. We don't have to worry about it. So let's go ahead and grab our dice over this way. We did not get a 6 here, which is good. We got a couple of 3s, a 4, a 6, and a 1. So we've got a 3 to get rid of these 3s. We've got a 4 for the 4 there for you. And we've got, I'm going to spend one of these supplies right here. We're going to use a supply and change this 5 up to a 6 and get rid of this 6. And, oof. I guess we're just going to take 1 damage from the Mummy. Yeah, we're going to take a damage from the Mummy, unfortunately. So we'll put it on this guy over here. And then we get to roll, and we have to find out if... Oh, first, guys, whenever we left this card, I already made a boo-boo here. We were supposed to roll for collapse. So let's go ahead and roll. If we roll a 6, the room behind us crumbles. Okay, it does not crumble. That's good. So you draw the card, you move your compass, you roll for collapse. I was supposed to do that next. We move the Mummy. Normally, again, you're not supposed to move him on the first card, but this card forced us to. That happened for the resolution of the card. Now we need to roll to see if we find any artifacts and if we lose any team members. So preferably, we want to roll a 6 on this orange die, and we want to avoid rolling a 1 on the black die. And we got a freaking 6. No way, dudes. And we got a 2 over here. Okay, this is amazing. So we get an artifact immediately. Okay, this is way more lucrative than the jungle that we were just in. Come on, hook it up, guys. This is how much it's going to be worth. 6? No way, dudes. That is so lucky. Oh, baby, let's go. Oh, I also forgot, too. We're supposed to pick one of these danger cards. So there's actually 2 danger cards now. So this will be 1, 2, and 3. This will be 4, 5, and 6. Okay, we got a 6, so we're going to do this one. And this is the new one. Okay, cool. I was hoping we get the new one. Dude, there's like spiders now. There's, ooh, a team member can get lost. There's alligators again. There's an Anubis, a mask of Anubis. Ooh, okay, cool. So there's some new stuff to experience. But dudes, we got a freaking 6, man. We got a 6 relic right there. That is amazing, or artifact rather. Dude, let's go. Okay, we got to get out alive, guys. We're only in the first room, or second room, basically, but we really got to get out of here. Okay, cool. So now we're going to go into the next card. So let's go ahead and flip. And no way, dude, we actually got it. There's the Scarab Horde card. I was just saying I wanted it, and we actually got it. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, so we're going to put this here. So let's see. We're going to go ahead and move into the room. And then we're going to roll to see if the room behind us collapses. So let's go ahead and do that. No 6, please. Okay, we got a 5. And then we're going to move the Mummy. He's going to move at least 1, so he's going to catch up to us. Man, this card really screwed us over. So it says the Scarab Horde has been released. So we have to resolve the card first, and then that's going to happen. So it's a 3 Explore, plus the Mummy is on our space. So let's go ahead and roll against these guys and see what we get here. Okay, we got a 5, so no 6. Ooh, dudes, our rolls are absolutely garbage. We got literally nothing. Oh my god. I'm going to use a letter from home. This is bad. Like, this is really bad. I'm going to use a letter from home. And I'm going to change this 1 into a 5. And that's going to get rid of both of these 5s. And one of them is the mummy die. So that's going to send the mummy packing. And he's going to go back to his tomb down this way. But unfortunately, dudes, there's still these left over. Do I want to take 2 damage? I'm going to spend 1 supply. And we're going to change this 2 up into a 3. And get rid of this 3. And I'm just going to take 1 damage, and we'll put it on this guy. And then we got 1 die left over that doesn't do anything for us because we're on an Explore card. Okay, and then we have to trigger the Scarab Horde. So the way that this works is you reveal all the cards that are in the same column and the same row. So we're going to reveal all of these cards here. This is really strange. This is my first time experiencing this. This is really cool. It's kind of almost good in a way too, because it lets you look ahead to see what's coming up on like a bunch of the cards. Oh my goodness, look at all this. Look at these danger cards. And then you take the 8 Scarab tokens and you set those, or is it 7 Scarab tokens? You set these in these rooms. Yeah, it's 7, like so. And if we move into these rooms, we have to add one of these expedition dice to our roll. Which is pretty gnarly. And if you ever enter a room like this, for instance, where you're not rolling against a number of expedition dice, you have to roll against 1 single expedition die before you can resolve the card, essentially. Okay, so I think that is it for that. We've resolved the card. Now we get to search for an artifact and see if we lose any team members. Fingers crossed we don't lose anybody. Let's find another artifact, guys. We didn't. Okay, we got a 6. If we had any team members that were lost, we would have found one just then because of the 6 on the black die right there. So nobody gets lost, and we didn't find any more artifacts. Dude, it's so insane that we got a 6-point artifact. That is so good. Before we move on to moving into the next room, I'm actually going to use the first aid kit here. So the game knight's going to whip out this first aid kit and discard to heal 1 team member. So let's go ahead and discard this, and we're going to heal a team member. We'll heal this person back up like so. And we still got our 2 bonus supplies over here as well, which is cool. Now let's go ahead and move. We're going to move into this room here, and then we're going to see if the room behind us collapses. It does not. Now we're going to move the mummy. On a 1, 2, or 3, it moves 1. On a 4, 5, or 6, it moves 2, and it tries to get as close to the player as possible in the available rooms that have already been revealed. So he'll go ahead and move up 2, and then we need to resolve the card. So it is a supply 3, so we're going to get 3 expedition dice, but there are scarabs in the room from that Scarab Horde, so we add another expedition die to it. Let's go ahead and roll. And let's see, we got a 6 to get rid of this 6. We got a 5 to get rid of the 5. And, oof. Yikes, guys, this is brutal. I'm going to spend a letter from home. This is rough, guys. I'm having to spend a lot of letters from home already. We're only in like the 4th room. I'm going to change this 6 into a 1 and get rid of both of these 1s. And then we've got 1 member die left over, and we're in a supply room. So we do get a supply. So we had to use up a letter from home, but at least we get something out of the deal. We get a supply. Nice. And then we're going to go ahead and roll for artifacts and lost members. Dude, we found another artifact. Guys, what is happening? I'm not usually lucky like this. This is amazing. Come on, give me another 6. A 3? Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it, dude. I'll take it. Dude, we got 9 points worth of artifacts, dude. Let's go. Hell yeah. And then we can remove the Scarab token now that we're done with it. Dude, that's a cool mechanic. I like that, dude. Ben, that is cool, bro. I like that. Okay, we can move on here. So let's go ahead and move. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything, too. Am I missing anything, guys? I could leave a torch in the room. Ooh, do I want to leave a torch in the room? Maybe. So if you leave a torch in the room with the supply and you go back in that room, you don't have to resolve the room. You automatically just succeed, and you'll gain a supply token for each uninjured team member, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So do I want to leave one in there? We do have 3. Am I ever going to backtrack that way? I don't know, dude. I'm going to leave one. I'm going to put one. I'm going to put one in here. You never know, because I think I'm going to move down and then up this way, and I might want to go back over there and revisit that room. We'll see. So I'm going to move down this time, and we're going to go into this room. We're going to see if the room behind us crumbles. Hopefully it doesn't, because if it does, we lose the torch that we just placed. It does not. Good. And of course, again, it's if you roll a 6, then the room behind you will crumble, and you take a damage on a team member. So now we need to move the mummy. And he's going to move 1 space. Thankfully, he has not caught up to us. Let's go. And it says roll all member dice. Also, it says you may skip this card. If you ever skip a card, you do not roll for an artifact or for lost team members. In that case, if you skip a card. But if you resolve the card, then you will still do that. It says roll all member dice. On a 6, you gain 1 note. And of course, those are the Egyptology notes. And if you fail, you lose a health, and you may keep any 6 rolled and then roll the remaining dice again. So let's go ahead and roll all the team member dice. And we need 1 6, dudes. And we got it. Let's freaking go, dude. So we get one of these Egyptology notes, and I'm going to keep that up this way with our other stuff up here. Cool. So, of course, you could use those just like the rubies and lost rubies of the Amazon, where you can re-roll 1 team member die per card that you resolve. Also, any rooms that we enter that have this red hieroglyph in it, there are none on the board currently, I don't think. Or there's this one over here. If we were to move into that room, we actually don't have to resolve the room. We can just not resolve it. Also, that brings up a question that I'm not entirely sure about. I'm wondering if that means that you can also ignore the scarabs. I would imagine it does mean that, but I'm not entirely sure. Ben, maybe let us know down below. If you've got an Egyptology note and you enter the room that has the matching hieroglyph, do you have to still resolve the scarabs that are in the room? Let me know about that. Okay, cool. So we finished that card. We're going to go ahead and roll. See if we find a 3rd artifact. That would be insane. We freaking do, guys. What is happening? This is the most luck I've ever had. Can we get another high rolling one? Another 6? No freaking way we actually did, dude. Oh my God. Dude, we got 13 right there. What did we have before? 6? Dude, that's 19. If we get 1 more point, we literally win. If we get out of here alive. No way, dude. I wish I had the flare gun now, dude. I would just flare gun us home, like, right now. Our team members are looking pretty healthy, though, dude. Okay, this is awesome, dude. This run is sick so far. Let's keep on going. I'm going to go down again. We got a long way to go, guys. But, yeah, we got some crazy artifacts right now. We are highly incentivized to get out alive. Okay, we got a 2 here. We're going to go ahead and roll for collapse behind us. Hopefully it does not. It does. Oof. So we're going to take a damage on a team member, and the room behind us crumbles and collapses as we take the notes and run out of the room, but one of our guys gets hurt in the process. The mummy is going to move. The mummy can move through rooms with crumbled tokens, but the player cannot. He's only going to move 1 space, so he's going to move into this crumbled room. He's crawling through the rubble and the wreckage. We've got a 2 here, and is an explorer. So we're not going to get anything extra, but a 2 is pretty easy. So we got a 4 for this 4. And we got a 2 for this 2. Let's go. Easy peasy. We've got 2 dice left over. That does not matter. We're going to roll. Dude, can we find a 4th relic? A 4th artifact? No. Ooh, but we do lose a team member. Yikes. So one of our team members gets lost. We're going to say that it's this guy that got hurt in the rubble from the last room. He just, I don't know how, but he's lost in this room. He enters this room and he is just lost. He gets separated from us. And he cannot seem to find us. Dang, dude. Okay, we didn't find another artifact. Let's keep on going. We're going to move over this way. And oh my God, there's a novel written on this card. This is a new card. You may skip this card. Okay, guys, we're just going to skip it. No, I'm kidding. Let's see what it says. It says roll 1 member die. Now choose if the next die you roll will be higher or lower than the previous die. If you are incorrect, take 1 injury and choose to roll the current die again. Continue this until you roll all 4 member dice and then receive the Mask of Anubis. You can only have the Mask of Anubis or Horus Guidance. At any point, you can give up and move on by losing 1 team member. I'm going to skip this card. Now, what the Mask of Anubis does is sick. If you get the Mask of Anubis and you enter a room where you have a perished team member, you can actually use the Mask of Anubis to revive them to full health and get them back. But considering you're probably going to take a bunch of damage and lose 1 or 2 team members in the process of trying to get this, I'm not going to go for it. The risk for that seems way higher than the reward, so I would probably never resolve this card, honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. That's too high of a price to pay. Maybe in a very niche circumstance where I absolutely have to do it, but in this case, I feel like it's better to just keep your current team members healthy than risk putting damage on them, potentially losing one, just to get a token that will bring them back, and you'll be right where you were, or probably a little worse off than had you just skipped the card completely. So it's very, very high risk reward card right there. More risk than reward, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip it. That's just me. You guys can play that however you want, but me personally, nah, I'm gonna skip that. We're gonna go ahead and roll for collapse. 4. Okay, this poor person did not have the room collapse on them, so that's something going for them. And then we're going to roll for the mummy. He's going to move 2. 1, 2, he catches up to us. And we are skipping this card, so we don't have to do anything there for the mummy. We don't have to roll against any dice, but we also don't search for artifacts, and we also don't roll to see if anybody gets lost. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next card and move up. This game is so freaking fun, guys. I miss this game. It's been so long since I've played. There's too many games. It's too many games. We're going to go up. And what do we have here? Okay, we got a 4, another Explorer. I'm not crazy about those because you don't get anything from them. We'll roll for collapse, and nothing collapses. The mummy is obviously going to move at least 1 to catch up to us. So we're rolling against the mummy, and then 4 dice on this 4 Explorer. Let's go ahead and roll. And we got a 4 here, so we got a 4 to get rid of the mummy. We'll send him packing back to the beginning. What else do we have here, guys? We've got a 3 to get rid of this 3. And it's looking like that's about it. I want to get rid of those 5s. I really want to get rid of those 5s. We could re-roll. We've got a re-roll, so I'm going to use this 2 to re-roll. Give us a 5. Okay, that's not a 5. We did get a 1, though. I bumped it to a 4, but it was a 1. So we can get rid of the 1, so that's something. And then I think I'm going to use 2 of these supplies here and bump the 3 up to a 5, and we're going to get rid of both of these 5s. And we'll just call it a day right there. Okay, we get to go ahead and search. Come on, dudes. Let's get this 4th artifact. Ooh, close, guys. That was close, dude. 1 away from it. That would have been sick. I'm happy with that, dude. I'm happy with it. If we can get out alive with this, I will be a happy camper. Let's go. So then I could move up this way, but why would I? I mean, I guess we could try to go for another note here, but you need 3 6s? Dude, I don't think I want to go that way. Nah, dude. I don't think I want to go that way. This is interesting. This is an interesting observation. So the Scarab Horde card kind of makes it to where you don't have to resolve these cards. Like, you can just skip all of these. The Scarab Horde card is actually pretty good. Like, why would I ever go in those rooms? You know what I mean? Like, why would I go there? Because it's going to be harder, because I'm going to have to add a die to it. And I don't have to go there. So I think I'm just not going to. I'm going to go this way instead. So let's go over this way. I feel like the Scarab Horde card lets you skip like half the map, basically. Unless I'm misunderstanding something. So when we move here, we need to roll for the collapse behind us. We roll a 3, so nothing happens. Then we roll for the mummy. He rolls a 3, so he's going to move 1. He's going to move over this way. This dude is freaking out in the dark. Lost. It says... oh, also, we can skip this room, too, because we got the red hieroglyph. It says, when you take 1 damage, take 2 damage instead. We could heal in this room. And I guess that would be a reason to maybe be incentivized to go back to one of these rooms if it's got, like, a camp that you want to heal at, or, I don't know, if you just want an extra chance at finding an artifact, or maybe there's supplies there that you might want to get, but it's going to be harder to do that because there's scarabs in there and you got to roll an extra die. So it's kind of like you're not incentivized to go in there. I'm not too sure about that. Thematically, very cool. I still like the idea, but I don't think I would ever actually go in those rooms. Yeah, or maybe if there's something like this where you can get an Egyptology note pretty easy, like the single 6 Egyptology note card, that might be one maybe worth going after. But anyway, we've got the red hieroglyph. I can just skip this room. I can just skip it. So we're going to skip it. We're not going to roll for artifacts after that. So we're going to move to the next room. I'm going to go, let's plot our course. If we go down, over, this way, this way, this way. Yeah, and then the exit can be here. Okay, that's perfect. We're going to go down. We're plotting a course. Set a course. Okay, so we got a 3 campsite. We rolled a 1, so no collapse. Let's roll for the mummy. He rolls a 3, so he's going to move over this way. He's getting close to us. We've got to roll against 3 dice here in this campsite, so let's go ahead and roll. See what we get. We got literally nothing. Did we get nothing? Yeah, we got nothing. Okay, we're going to use a supply and change this 6 down into a 5. This is brutal, guys. Jeez. My rolls have been pretty terrible. We're going to use another supply from our little dude here, our game night right here. And we're going to get this 3 to get changed into a 2. I could have re-rolled. Ooh, I got a free re-roll. You know what, before that, what was it, a 3? Yeah. And I already forgot what the other one was that I just changed. Before I do that, I'm going to re-roll. I'm going to re-roll this 6 with our Egyptology note. Okay, we got a 3 anyway, so it's going to be the same difference. So I'm going to use this. We're going to change this 3 into a 2. We're going to get rid of this 2. And I think I'm just going to take the 1 damage. And then we're at a campsite and we can heal. And we've got 1 team member die left over, so then we can heal. So we broke even right there. We'll save our final supply. It's crazy. I think I do want to drop a torch right here, actually. Because that might come in handy if we come back down here to heal up. Cool. So then we're going to go... Oh, we're going to roll and see if we find any artifacts or lose any team members. We found another freaking artifact, guys. What is happening, dude? This is insane. Hook it up right here. It doesn't even matter what we get, even if it's a 1. It's a 1. It doesn't matter. We're going to win if we get out of here, dude. We got 14 points worth of artifacts in our backpacks right now, and we've got 6 points, and we're going for 20. So if we make it out alive, that is literally our 20 points, and we'll win the entire game, and we'll win the expedition. And then we can move on to hard mode next time and then go after 30 points. Dude, let's freaking go. I hope we can make it out alive, guys. This is incredible. We're going to go this way. We're going to place this here. And what do we have here? We've got, another chance to get an Egyptology note. But let's go ahead and see if this room crumbles. Please don't. It did. We lose our torch. Dang, dude, that's a bummer. That's a bummer, dudes. We take a damage on a team member as well as they sprint out of the room, but they get caught by some of the falling debris. Let's move the mummy. He moves too. What a freaking jerk, dude. We can skip this card, or we can try to roll to get another Egyptology note. I'm going to skip it. I'm not worried about getting artifacts anymore, so I'm not worried about skipping cards. Let's just skip it. We'll move on. We don't have to roll to search for anybody. Okay, we got another campsite here. Let's roll for collapse. It doesn't. The mummy is obviously going to move at least 1, so he catches up to us. We got a campsite 2, so we're rolling against the mummy and 2 expedition dice. We're getting close to the end here, guys. We need a little bit of luck. We got a 4, so we don't take any damage. We got a 4 to get rid of the 4. That sends the mummy packing. Pack your bags, bro. We got a... Oops, that was a 1. We got a 3 and a 1. We're going to use this last supply here and change this 4 into a 3 and get rid of this 3. And we can reroll. I keep forgetting we can reroll. I'm going to reroll this 6. Give me a 1. Ooh, it's a 4. That's not a 1. I'm going to use... I think I want to use my letter from home. No, I'm not. I'm going to take the 1 damage, put it on the game night, and we're at a camp, and we're going to heal the game night. There we go. Okay, let's go over... Oh, we have to roll to see if we lose anybody or find anybody. It'd be cool if we can find them. We don't. We rolled a 2. Need a 6, of course. We're going to head over this way. Yep, we're going to go over this way. We haven't run into any danger. There's a couple danger up here, so we're not going to get to experience that because I'm not going up there, guys. I'm not going that way. We go here. Let's see if the room behind us collapses. It does. Oh, no. Not good, guys. The game night gets hurt. Dude, we're locked into this section right here. I guess we could go up that way if we really wanted to through the scarab horde, but no, we're not doing that. Let's see what this says. It says, we also have to move the mummy. He moves 1. Move him over here. It says roll all member dice and the black die. Lose 1 health for each member die that is less than the black die. If you survive without taking damage, receive a letter from home if a token is available. Oh my god. That's insane. Okay, so we got to roll all the dice and we lose 1 health for each member die that is less than the black die. Oh no. Okay. Come on, please. I hope the black die is a 1. It's a 3. Oh, we rolled a 2. Oh, man. If we lose a health, we're going to lose a team member. It's like I could use the letter from home to change. Oh, we got a reroll. We've got 1 reroll. Come on, right here. We've got 66% chance. 3 or better. Yes, let's go, guys. Let's go. It's all above. All of them are above. So it says, if you survive without taking damage, receive a letter from home. Oh, my God. That is so cool, dude. That is awesome. What's going on in this room, by the way? Oh, man, there's, like, spiky things coming out of the ground. Oh, and there's, like, a dead dude on the ground with, like, a sword. And there's a letter from home right there next to him, dude. A previous explorer right there. Oh, crazy. Okay, we got another letter from home. That's so cool that there's a way to get those now. That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, let's roll to see if we lose or find any team members. Please find one. Okay, we didn't. I really want to find this dude down here, orange shirt dude. Okay, we're going to move down to the final space before we go to the escape. Let's move down here. We got a supply room. We'll see if the room behind us collapses. It does not. We're going to move the mummy. He's going to move 1. Let's go. We need to roll against 4 dice. Okay, let's roll these. Dude, we're so close, guys. We're so freaking close, dude. Can we do it? We got a 5 to get rid of this 5. We got a 4 to get rid of this 4. Oof. Yikes. We can reroll. We got to reroll. Let's reroll this 3. Come on. A 2 or a 6, please. No. No. A 1. I'm going to do a letter from home. Oh, man, and change the 1 into, or change the 5 up into a 6, I guess. I wish we had a couple more supply. We'll get rid of this. And I'm going to take the 1 damage and lose a team member, I think. And I'm going to save the letter from home for the final escape card in case we can use it to get rid of more than just 1 die. Okay, I think that is it. We got to roll to see if we lose any members or find any. Whew, that would have been rough if we would have lost another one right there. This is it, guys. The final escape card. We're going to set it over this way. Please be gentle. What do we have here? It says move the mummy 4 cards before resolving. The mummy does not return to the chamber after it is defeated. It remains on this card. Oh my god. So let's roll for collapse first. Okay, no collapse, and then he's going to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, dude. And he's just going to hang out there the entire time being an absolute pest. And we've got to roll against 7, dudes. This is it. Can we make it out? Dude, this is... I don't know, guys. This is very close. We have to get insanely lucky, dude. Exceptionally lucky. Can we do it? There are a crap ton of 3s right here. Oh, dude, there's a black 6. That means he kills a team member instantly. The mummy does. And we get the curse. Not like it matters too much, but he does give us the curse. We got 3 3s right here that we'll get rid of with one of these 3s. So that is something. We've got a 5 to get rid of this 5. So that is something. I'm going to use this letter from home. Oh, I should have re-rolled. Let's go ahead and re-roll this 3 with our note here, Egyptology note. We got a 4. That is not what we want. I'm going to use this letter from home. I think we just lost. Yeah, I'm going to use this letter from home to change this 5 into a 6, so it gets rid of all of these. Again, the mummy stays put. He doesn't go away. And we don't have any way to mitigate that, and we take 1 damage, and we die, dude. And we lose all of our artifacts that we got. No. Oh, but the silver lining is we get to continue the adventure in another playthrough, because that was going to be it, guys. We were about to literally win right there. That would have been so freaking cool, man. Oh, that would have been so cool. We were so close. That was brutal at the end, dudes. Dang. See, going through a full 18 card adventure is really rough because, again, like I mentioned earlier, you have a higher chance of finding artifacts, which we did, but then there's more chances to run into a bunch of danger right there. So, oof, that is really rough. And we got to skip a bunch of rooms. Again, I don't want to harp on this and make it sound like I'm being negative. I'm just kind of like, you know, giving my objective opinions about it and observing it. The Scarab card seems really cool. Like at first I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I do think it's still potentially cool because it's cool in a couple of ways because it gives you prior knowledge of what is going to be in those rooms so that you can determine if you want to go there or not. But I think the big thing with it is that it makes it to where you don't even have to go in those rooms. You could just skip them because the normal way that you play the game is you have to explore one room at a time and deal with the room. But when you play the Scarab card and it just reveals all the cards in the row and the column, you can just choose to skip those. So it turned from being into a 3x6 grid into a basically like a 2x6 grid just down here because I just ignored all of those up that way. Interesting. Maybe it depends too. Like if you get the Scarab card here and then it flips all of these and it flips these right here, then you're still going to have to travel through those rooms. So I think getting it where I did in a corner is probably like, that's probably like best case scenario, right? Like if we would have got it like here instead, and then it would have put all the Scarab tokens like this, Like I'm just seeing like just for fun. Yeah, then it's like, you know, if we move up, we got to deal with one. If we move this way, we're going to eventually have to pass back over it, then down, and then we have to pass back through here. So that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, good. I'm glad I kind of went through that just now with you guys. Cause, yeah, I was kind of like, man, I like the concept, but this made it to where I was just able to skip like a bunch of the rooms. So that's what it is. That's really what it is. It's good if you can get it in a corner. And then it kind of like blocks off, you know, that edge of the map, that L-shaped edge of the map. And then you don't really have to worry about those. But if you really wanted to, if you're like, man, I really want to get to this campsite, you could choose to move up there if you wanted to. But otherwise, yeah, it is going to add a lot of difficulty if you get it sort of like, you know, especially if you get it in one of these middle 4 cards right here. That's really going to mess you up. Like if you get it here, yeah, that would still kind of mess you up too, depending on where you go, because it's going to cut down the middle. It'll block off the top row. So getting it on the top, getting it anywhere along the edge is preferable. You don't want to get it in the middle. So more times than not, it's not going to affect you too much. But when it is in those middle cards and it shows up, it is going to be quite a hassle to deal with. And I think that's cool. I think that's actually really, really cool, and it balances it out pretty well. So very cool stuff, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough of the Crumbling Pyramid with the Caldwell Manor expansion. Unfortunately, all of our team members perished, guys. They all perished. 2 of them right there in the final room with the game night right there at the very end. So that means that next time we're going to have to go out with a new team of explorers. So let's go ahead and mark this down. We just lost 4 people, so we're going to color in these 4 bubbles here. So that means next time we're going to start the game with $12 in funding, because we get $2 for each of our 6 perished team members here. So we're going to have a lot more funding to fund the next mission, and we'll be able to purchase a lot more of these funding tokens over this way. And that'll give us a higher probability or higher chance of actually succeeding and getting out. Maybe we could pull it off next time, guys, and we're going to roll for a random location next time, either the Amazon or Egypt. So there it is, dudes. I hope you enjoyed, man. If you did, hit the thumbs up, like button down below, hit the red subscribe button, and click the bell so you can stay notified every time I upload brand new videos. And once again, the crowd sale for Caldwell Manor is live right now over on the Game Crafter. Head to the description down below the video, and you can click on that link. It'll take you straight to the crowd sale store page where you can grab your copy of the game along with the playmats. And once again, you are going to need to grab either Lost Rubies of the Amazon or the Crumbling Pyramid, or honestly, in my opinion, you should just get both of them, because then you get the full experience where you could go to either the jungle or to Egypt and explore the pyramid. And that's really going to tie in well with, you know, the whole expansion, because it comes with added content for both games. So there you go, guys. Like I said, do all the things. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and I hope you enjoyed. We will go on another expedition here very soon with the Caldwell Manor expansion, guys. So thank you so much for watching, man. And until next time, have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.